So I mentioned at the start effortless speed and why that's the most important thing. I'm going to show you why now using this ball on a bit of string. So if I twirl this around, so I'm just rotating, twirling the ball around, this ball's travelling pretty quick. Not a lot of effort going on, but it's going around pretty quick. The important thing now, it's going around really consistent, so it's predictable. I can see where that ball is as it's going around. So if I wanted to put it onto an object, I'd just move it towards the object and then connect with it. So that is predictability. Now you imagine if you could transfer this into your golf swing. You know, think of this bit of string here as the GForce shaft. So what we're almost trying to do is create some tension through it. So now there's tension through the string. There's tension through it because I'm rotating. Okay, so in the golf swing, what do? We rotate. That's going to create some force, centripetal force. And then as I'm rotating, this is the interesting bit, because I've slowed it down to check it out and I've done a lot of research on it. To speed the ball up, what's happening is the ball's going around. So as the ball goes up, I'm pulling down in the opposite direction. So that's the centripetal force. So the ball goes up, I pull down, and as the ball goes down, so as it reaches the bottom of the arc, I'm pulling back the other way to speed it up. And that's what happens in your golf swing. So as you're coming down towards the ball, you know, everyone was always told to hit down and stay down, do all that stuff, but it's the opposite. You look at every single tour player, when they're actually coming down, got downwind, there we go. So what we're actually seeing, as they swing the club back, this is really interesting, they go down. Okay, I talked about the left shoulder, left hip, left knee, going down to the ground, okay? Right side extends, right knee, right hip, right shoulder, that extends up in the opposite direction. Okay, so what happens on the way down is the opposite. So as we start pulling this club down, then with the weight in position, the left side starts to extend. So this left knee starts to straighten out, the left hip's pulling back, the left shoulder's pulling back, and then as the club's coming down, that's actually helping the release as we're extending up with the left side and pulling on the club. Doesn't sound right, but we're actually pulling up on the club and extending up this left side. That's what releases the club. And it happens with the ball. You can sort of feel it. You can feel the ball going round. GForce. You know, we've all seen that James Bond film. To keep the string tight, I've got to pull in the opposite direction of the ball or where the ball's going. Just pulling it around in a circle. But you can sort of see how that's going to help you with the effortless clubhead speed. Okay, so rotation and pulling to accelerate the ball. What most golfers are doing is not creating that effortless clubhead speed. You know, you've got your club and your ball on the floor, and then you're just trying to, you're forcing everything through. You're pushing, you're not pulling. Okay, so let's see how much control I got over the balls. I'm pushing the string. Not a lot, nothing. It's going to be luck, which is what's happening in most of your swings. Pushing the grip end of the club around, pushing, no control, no speed, and you're just not going to hit it very well. So this is what we're trying to do, trying to get this sort of physics into your golf swing. You know, talking about the turns, the tilts, and everything like that, and the extending up, coming through to release the club. Those are the things you got to get right. Because if you get effortless clubhead speed, okay, it's great because you're not putting as much effort in. But you've got control, okay, you're sort of aware of where the club head is or where this ball is, okay. then it's going to take a little bit of fine adjustment to put it onto the whatever you're trying to hit. So if we can try and get that into your golf swing, then you're going to be able to strike that ball with a lot less effort, but a lot more predictability. And that felt solid, right out in the middle of the club face. And that's the second important thing. You know, once you've got number one, your club head speed, and once you've got that free swinging motion of the club head and a little bit of adjustment, number two, most important thing, is striking the ball out the middle of the club face. So that part there, that's where you got to hit. It's like jumping on a trampoline. You jump out the middle to get higher. You don't jump on the end, all right? Or tennis, if you're serving in tennis, you know, if you're not hitting the center of the racket, you're not going to be able to get that power serve. You're not going to get control from the ball, because once you hit the outside of the racket or the outside of the club face, it twists. And we feel that because you feel it in your grip. You know, when you're hitting something hard off center, you can feel that twisting in your hands. So once you got the speed, it's really about getting the centered contact right out the center. That gives you club face control. You know, your club face is more stable when you hit the middle, as opposed to hitting the outside, the bottom or the top. Okay, so with the speed, centered strike, you get your club face control. Now, if you've ever wondered how to control distances, you know, chipping, pitching, things like that, it's down to strike. You've got to hit the ball out the middle. You've got to have the effortless club head speed, and then you're able to gauge distances better. You can't control the ball if it's not coming out in the middle of the club face. And I think over the years, there's just not enough emphasis put on striking the ball out the middle of the club face or generating club head speed. Those are the two key things, because once you got speed, once you got strike, you can basically do what you want. You know, you can hit it low, high, draw, fade, you name it. You can do what you want.
I just caught the GForce Trainer 8. It's like the orange whip, only well made. You could hit shots with it, watch the ball fly. $100 said the first 20 go right. It'll train your rhythm, get your game back to where it used to be, and maybe where you never knew. Pick it up, give it a rip. You need another toy, not another tip.